The myth of hoarding wealth. Economic leftists will often say that poverty is a product of rich people hoarding all the wealth. But is this really true? To understand this common misconception, let's imagine a situation of two people, John and Matt. Each man has a 2,000 square foot house, a single SUV, basic modern amenities like running water, electric, cable, and internet, and a furnished home. They both make $100,000 per year gross at their respective jobs. They are, for all intents and purposes, on relative equal footing in their situations. Both men then happen to get a raise at the same time. John, in this example, takes his raise and uses it toward a business end of creating an automated shower cleaning device prototype. Matt, on the other hand, decides he wants to use his raise toward building a gazebo with an outdoor grill for personal enjoyment. Matt has aggregated his resources for recreational enjoyment, while John is stewarding toward future production in the hopes of making money from his new product. Is either man hoarding wealth because they each chose a different end to put their resources toward? No. Both can leverage their earnings, and those uses do not deprive the other of what they have. If John's product is successful and John's earnings allow him to add a second level to his house for a workroom, John's productive increase does not come at Matt's expense. Matt still has his home, his job, his car, and his gazebo, which he built with his resources. What I am highlighting here is that productive expansion is not hoarding wealth. That someone can achieve more does not deprive others of what they already have. John can buy 2 more cars, and Matt will still have his same car. John can purchase 3D printers and a warehouse down the street, and Matt will still have his home and his job. In this way, wealth is additive, where people grow their income by providing value to others. Those who earn significant income through consensual market choice did not deprive others of their assets. Rather, what they have represents the value they provided to others, and their future potential in spending power is only later unlocked when their money is spent. Others are still free to use their skills and resources to provide value and earn a living to the extent they are not wrongfully kept from doing so by the government. This is why the term hoarding wealth is a mischaracterization. It suggests the wealth someone has earned through work and voluntary trade is owed by default to others, which is obfuscating an underlying assertion that wealth at a certain level must be shared with others. The reason why so many are tempted to go down this poor framing path is because there are those who wrongly benefit from the government picking winners and losers. When the government mandates use of a service provider, bails out a business, or makes it so that competition cannot arise, there are those who have wealth due to government force, not due to free market choices. Undoing that distortion cannot be done ethically by socializing wealth generally. Rather, what must be done is ending restrictions on entry and ending the government's manipulations over the market. Only then do we get a true sense of what people really value, with the great reward given to those who provide the greatest value to the most people. Still, some may try to suggest a wealth tax on the rich to undo cronyism from times past. But again, this misses the root issue and instead literally hoards wealth in the hands of politicians and their bureaucracy through forcible takings. It creates a new privileged political class who then benefits from this redistribution scheme now under their control. With all this in mind, the only way for hoarding wealth to be unethical is if that wealth is gained by theft and violence. The state is the greatest example of this unethical gain, as the federal government, without any individual homesteading, has excluded 640 million acres of land from privatization and takes resources from all by force, not by individual consent. The government is the textbook example to look to when it comes to unethical hoarding, because they actively prevent people from competing in the market and from homesteading undeveloped land that is held in control by the state. So, Next time someone complains about hoarding wealth, remind them that no one is denied wealth because of productivity. It's only the theft and violence of the state that keeps people from having true sovereignty and individual wealth progress. Undoing the artificial barriers and ending subsidies will realign market incentives and provide opportunity for all to grow in their wealth without creating an unethical wealth acquisition scheme through the state. Special thank you to all my fiduciaries: CJRoasting.com Organic Fair Trade Coffee, Crawford K. McDonald of Taggart Atlantic Healthcare, and Beto Destrafa. Help me produce more quality content and receive special perks for your monthly support by joining my Patreon or Subscribestar membership pages. See you soon!
Yes, freeze!